The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Your store, your style. By the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, a leading provider of comprehensive sports-based training and therapy.
Welcome to Wisconsin Lutheran High School, where this week we honor these guys, the Wisco wrestling team. Hi, this man right here is Lance Allen.
And this is Mark Stewart, prep editor of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And tonight, as we celebrate the 20th season of Preps Plus, we feature the first ever athlete on the show way back in 1997. You won't want to miss it. Also ahead, we'll have plenty of basketball highlights, but we'll start the show at a local ice rink.
The hockey player we're about to meet excels on both the ice and in the classroom. Here's our dual threat, Brad Preeter, with the Boston Store featured student athlete.
A couple times a week, the Waukesha Wings do a grueling off-ice workout before they lace up their skates for practice. On this particular night, they may have done some extra sprints after nearly blowing a 4-goal lead the night before. Ian Malcolmson still had a smile on his face. As long as it has to do with hockey, Malky, as teammates call him, won't mind.
The thing I love most in this world is playing hockey.
Malcolmson got started in hockey at the age of 4 when his dad took him out on the ice.
He coached me when I was growing up, when I was little. And, you know, when I got to high school, he kind of let me go and do my own thing, but he was a big part of, you know, my hockey development.
The experience and hard work have paid off. Malky earned first-team All-State honors and was named the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel Area Player of the Year last season when he helped the Wings earn their first trip to the state tournament. He also honed his skills playing with Team Wisconsin in the Minnesota Elite League this fall.
He's got great ice vision. He's got high hockey IQ. He is an unselfish player. He makes all the players around him better. He always makes the right decision.
Playing at a faster pace, I mean, making decisions faster. I mean, there's always something to work on. I mean, stick handling, shooting, skating is always, you know, trying to improve on edge work, all that good stuff. So I'm just trying to come to practice every day and work hard and have fun and, you know, get better each time.
He does stuff that you don't always see. And I get a privilege and our team gets a privilege to see it in practice every day too, where people who come to the games and are like, oh wow, like did he just do that? We get to see that every day, so we're kind of like, that's Ian being Ian, where people are like, wow, look at this kid, look at all of his skill.
The Wings got off to a 4-1 start this season. They're trying to build on the excitement of last year. Malky remembers the dramatic victory over Janesville that sent the Wings to state. Ian scored this backhanded goal late in the third period to tie the game. Then, with less than a minute left and overtime appearing likely, he fired home the wrister to give Waukesha the win and the sectional championship.
It was crazy. I mean, one of my best high school memories by far. I mean, going from the start of that season, we weren't really projected to go there. I mean, we believed we could, but a lot of people didn't. And to be able to pull through like that for each other, and that game was really fun.
Ian's goal for next season is to be playing junior hockey somewhere, and then hopefully after that at a Division I university. But Malky is not getting ahead of himself. He's really enjoying his final season here with the Wings.
He comes to me all the time and just lets me know how much fun he's having and how much he appreciates it. And it's really nice to have a kid who has so many options that are going to be happening so soon, and have him be really caught up in the moment and enjoying the time here with the group that we have. It's a close group, so you know, we appreciate him doing that.
Ian is also an excellent student who realizes the importance of academics for his future.
It's not easy balancing hockey with school, so I try and do my best with both. Because you need, if you want to succeed in hockey, you got to put in that work as well, you know, in the classroom. But I enjoy it. I like to take a lot of pride in my schoolwork. It's my goal of mine to play professional hockey someday. I think it's every kid's goal. And, you know, I enjoy coming every day. It's something I love to do.
Malcolmson and the Wings have a big showdown coming up Tuesday against University School in Milwaukee.
Those two teams both made the WIAA state tournament last season, and here's Ian Malcolmson accepting his award.
Congratulations, Ian, on being the Boston Store Featured Student Athlete of the Week.
Boston Store's Christmas Countdown Sale this Sunday through Thursday. Most stores open 7 a.m. to midnight. Save up to 50% store-wide, like 40 to 50% off ladies and men's coats and cold weather accessories. Ladies' sweaters $29.99. 50% off kids' dresses and sportswear. And 40% off men's sportswear. Plus, use your coupon available online and take an extra $50 off your purchase of $100 or more. Shop in-store or online. Boston Store, your style.
Think of joint pain like a warning light in your car. It means something in your body isn't working right or could be damaged. And the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network is where you go to keep everything in working order. Our orthopedic and spine specialists will show you all your options, from non-surgical remedies like physical therapy to minimally invasive treatments and advanced surgical techniques to get you going again. Isn't it good to know what is possible?
Welcome back to Wisconsin Lutheran High School on Preps Plus. And by now, Lance, most of our local teams are involved in conference play.
And tonight we have a couple of early season matchups that are pretty big. Here are your Preps Plus highlights.
The crowd's always fired up at New Berlin Eisenhower, where the Lions were ready to take on a Whitnall squad riding a 3-game winning streak. Talk about a close-knit bunch. The Lions apparently held an impromptu game of Twister before tip-off, and then they'd have the Falcons all bent out of shape in the first half. University of Wisconsin recruit Tyler Hero is rejected by Matt Rolifson. Ike was patient on the offensive end and got lots of good looks. Sullivan Cooley inside for 2. Then it's Rolifson finding Max Meyer. The Lions build an early 9-point lead. Timeout Whitnall. Ike keeps it up on the offensive end as Joe Lang drives to the hole and scores. The Falcons have only 2 seniors. They've got a dozen juniors, including Daniel Alexopoulos. He shows a soft touch here on the runner. Tyler Hero didn't score much in the first half, but he gets the assist here to Joseph Tilley. Late in the half, Bryce Miller works his way into the lane and scoops it home. Lions lead by 8 at the break. Wisconsin coach Greg Gard was on hand to watch Hero. Tyler Hero draws 3 defenders here, then dishes to Jonah Bizdaka for the hoop. That starts a Falcons comeback. Kevion Taylor, who sat out part of the first half in foul trouble, would do much of the heavy lifting in the second half, scoring in transition, and later taking the feed from Mitchell Knapp and sidestepping the defender to do it again. Whitnall has tied it up. They'll take the lead when Tyler Hero gets the roll on this jumper, and the Falcons would never look back. Kevion Taylor drives for 2 more, and the Falcons improve to 4-1 overall and 2-0 in the Woodland Conference with a 46-38 victory.
Kevion Taylor really started that first half, came through the second half with flying colors, and then Mitch Knapp came in and gave a 3.5-minute spark plug off the bench with a couple steals, a big charge. I mean, those are the types of little things you have to win. And it was just a tremendous effort down the stretch by our squad.
They're celebrating Christmas early at Brookfield Academy. The Blue Knights battle the Bishops of Messmer in this early conference matchup. The Blue Knights have been conference champs for the last 4 years. Messmer would come out firing on all cylinders. Kendrick McGahee feeds the ball to Quincy Hamilton as he hits the layup. Messmer up by 10 early. Aiden Clary would have himself quite the night, hitting this floater for the deuce. Messmer would lead most of the half. Myron Gant passes the ball to Quincy Hamilton as he takes it to the rack. Messmer up 6. Later, McGahee feeds the ball to Dwan Beck for the layup to go up by 7. But Brookfield Academy would quickly inbound and pushes the ball to Aiden Clary as he hits from outside the arc. Blue Knights up 1 at half, 34-33. The second half got physical. Here, Ben Major gets the steal and goes hard to the rack, gets fouled, and somehow gets the ball to drop, +1 from the charity stripe. Blue Knights would lead by as many as 16 in the second half. Here, Marco Humphrey kicks it to Zachary Crone as he hits the 3 from downtown. Knights cruising. Messmer would cut the lead to 9 points. Senior Kendrick McGahee had some clutch shots down the stretch, like this jump shot. Senior point guard Jack Cahalan showed his skills on this play, driving to the paint and somehow getting the circus shot to drop. Brookfield Academy 71-57. Sophomore Myron Gant capped the scoring on the evening with this late layup, and the Blue Knights defend their home court and get the win 85-78.
This game is played so early in the season, unfortunately, that both teams are so hyped up. You know, Messmer's phenomenal. We love playing them. We love playing them at their place. They're well coached, two very good teams. There was a lot of energy in the building. And the second half, we just settled down and did our stuff.
As you may know, there's a new man in charge of the boys basketball program at Menomonee Falls, but he's definitely no stranger to the area.
Scott Babler was on hand Friday night as Falls took on Marquette in a Greater Metro Conference showdown. It's our Preps Plus game of the week.
It's the home opener, the conference opener, and the opening of the Steve Showalter era here at Menomonee Falls. Joining the festivities is Greater Metro Conference rival Marquette. The Hilltoppers are the defending conference champ and should be in the mix again this season. Showalter led Germantown to 3 state titles and would like to see similar results for the Indians at some point. Tonight was a good start. Kris Walker with the feed and Jaden Champion with some nice work on the baseline. The Falls jumps out early up by 5. Then it's Nate Schuster from the top of the key. He had a team-high 15. Indians in control up 16-8. But Marquette with a quick rally. Will Barbera cans this three-pointer from the corner. He had 3 3-bombs on the night. Later, it's Dan Reardon winning the race to the rack. Toppers back in it, down just 31-30 at halftime. Second half, watch Champion with the alley-oop to Cross Wilson. He had 14 points, but Marquette finally ties it. Charles Klein with the entry pass to Ryan Coffey for the deuce and 1, and we are even at 42. Then off the inbound, it's Jeremy King on the drive. The Hilltoppers grab the lead, but the Indians finish strong. Schuster with the pump fake, the bucket, and the foul. Falls is back on top. 3 minutes to play. We're now even at 55, and it's Schuster one more time. This 3 puts the Indians up a tray. Then with the lead down to 1, the shot of the game. Wilson, the Peyton Malone in the deep corner, and he buries the 3 and buries Marquette at the same time. Menomonee Falls stuns the champs 69-65, sending a message to the rest of the Greater Metro.
This is like a great boost because, you know, Marquette won conference last year. They beat us twice. It was pretty exciting, you know. We always want to come out with energy and excitement. We always want to play out physical.
The fact that we were able to play with them and stand toe-to-toe and, you know, took their best shot. The fact that we stepped up a little bit and kept fighting, that's all I can ask for out of these guys so far.
Still ahead on Preps Plus, we'll show you a former volleyball athlete at Divine Savior Holy Angels. She was the first ever athlete featured on the program, and since we're in our 20th season, we figured it would be a fun look back at that.
Also ahead, we're going to check in with the Wisconsin Lutheran wrestling team, and we're going to meet a Packers rookie who recently had the biggest game of his young career. Stick around, Preps Plus, we'll be right back.
Sports is an ideal place to teach life lessons that children will need to get forward in life.
The focus of the program is to help benefit and advance the community in Milwaukee.
Having all of those resources come together to support my students is just amazing.
There's a lot of positivity that can spread from this to many people. That's really going to make a big impact in our community.
No matter what your schedule, personality, or lifestyle, Our primary care providers do everything possible to make every day a little healthier. It all begins by listening and getting to know you. It's about convenience with flexible hours and locations near you. And it's about connections linking you to the power of academic medicine right in your community. For a primary care provider who gets you, get to us.
Dean Lowry has been in and out of the lineup this season, but he made the most of his opportunity when he got on the field against the Houston Texans last week.
Dean Lowry joins us as we present From Preps to Pros.
I would say high school is where I first really fell in love with football. It was the first time I really got into the whole off-season programs of lifting, working out, year-round, and that's really when I think I fell in love with the game and just the team aspect of football.
Hailing from Rockford, Illinois, and attending college at Northwestern, Dean Lowry was bred to be a Bears fan. But he always respected his new team in Green Bay, so the call on draft day was an easy one to take.
Growing up, I was more of a Bears fan, so it's kind of different, but it changed very quickly, obviously. And I've always appreciated just the way the Packers play and just their players that have played here before and even the guys in the locker room now, so it's a special place.
The transition from college to the NFL has been an ongoing process for Dean. He appreciates the strong commitment needed to excel at this level.
I think just the speed of the game is different. I think just everything from practice to the game, and really just everyone's here for a reason. There's so many high-quality players, and you really have to be focused every day and really hone in each day and give it your best.
High school athletes may dream of a shot in the pros, but Dean's advice is to savor your prep experience.
I would say just really enjoy where you're at right now, and I think high school is a time where that's the guys that you really grew up with in your area, and it's a special time, it's a special brotherhood, high school is, so really just take full advantage of that and appreciate that.
Dean's theory on becoming a pro involves plenty of hard work.
I would say a pro is somebody who just understands preparation. I think in the NFL, it's all about preparing for your opponent on the field, in the classroom, in the film room. So really just understanding, what it takes, the process of the desired outcome, and really taking those steps necessary.
Dean is a big advocate of education, and he visits local schools, stressing the importance of the classroom.
Education's a big part of just excelling in football too, because I've known a lot of guys throughout the years who are great athletes, but they really don't have the grades. So I think when I was back in college, I always tried to visit local elementary schools to really just show them the importance of football and academics, because they really both work together.
It's always nice to have a good showing when you are hosting a very big event.
That's right, Lance, and the Wisconsin Lutheran wrestling team did just that by winning their own invitational recently. Craig Carr tells us more about our team of the week.
Wisconsin Lutheran wrestling team takes home this week's Preps Plus Team of the Week after pulling together as a unit last week and winning their very own invitational.
Real big. We had a bunch of a lot of different types of adversity we had to overcome. We had a couple of kids who were ineligible, and we had a couple of kids who didn't make weight, and we had to, move our lineup a little bit up and down, and yet we were still able to wrestle well and come out with a victory. So it was good to overcome that adversity.
It was really big. It was a tougher tournament this year. We had Germantown come in, and that's brought a whole different perspective to the tournament. So we overcame the adversity, and we did pretty good. It was a big win for us.
And the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings definitely benefit for having multi-sport athletes on this squad.
People that do track, and I guess sometimes maybe this can help you with track, being more elusive with your feet, or just with football, like this can help you with your hips and like getting away from defenders. That's why it helped me a lot. And I guess sometimes it can be hard. I know it was hard for a couple of us coming from football to wrestling. So it's the transition is all about having heart and being able to bounce back from sport to sport.
And a lot of that has to do with us being able to work with the football coaches and the basketball coaches We all are very much together on off-season training and being able to work together on athletes. We have a lot of 2- and 3-sport athletes in our school. We share athletes, and that makes a big difference in our program.
Wrestling, it's really the hardest sport, so when you do wrestling, you can't say like, oh, this sport is too hard for me or whatever, because this sport is really the hardest sport. It's like it takes the most stamina, it takes the most out of your body, and it's really it's the toughest sport there is to me, in my opinion.
And wrestling has helped this Wisco team form a bond that goes way beyond the mat.
It's been a real blessing for the cultures to mix together and to be able to work together and find friends from different parts of the metro area. So we really enjoy the diversity we have.
No, it's like a lot of different type of races on this team. You know, we still one family. It's like we don't see like each other as, you know, black or white or Asian or Mexican. Like we just see each other as one big family.
We're a very special bond. You know, it's all like family. We're all brothers. There are a lot of different kind of guys on the team. A lot of weird guys on the team, but you know, at the end of the day, we all come together. We all wrestle together. We all hang out together. It's just a family. It's a real family over here.
Congratulations, guys, on being the Preps Plus Team of the Week.
Hopefully JS Online is a frequent stop for you when you're online. The Preps Plus website is your site for winter sport previews, scores, schedules, and a lot more. Be sure to also check out mycommunitynow.com/roundball.
And J.R. Radcliffe keeps the site chock full of standings, rankings, team and players of the week, and oh so much more. Stick around, we'll be right back.
It's Boston Store's Christmas Countdown Sale this Sunday through Thursday. Most stores open 7 a.m. to midnight. Save up to 50% store-wide, like 40 to 50% off ladies and men's coats and cold weather accessories. Ladies' sweaters $29.99, 50% off kids' dresses and sportswear, and 40% off men's sportswear. Plus, use your coupon available online and take an extra $50 off your purchase of $100 or more. Shop in-store or online. Boston Store, your style.
Think of joint pain like a warning light in your car. It means something in your body isn't working right or could be damaged. And the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network is where you go to keep everything in working order. Our orthopedic and spine specialists will show you all your options, from non-surgical remedies like physical therapy to minimally invasive treatments and advanced surgical techniques to get you going again. Isn't it good to know what is possible?
The immediate care after an ankle injury is pretty well known with the PRICE principle: protect, rest, ice, compression, and elevation. As long as the fracture has been ruled out, the rehabilitation process can start almost immediately. While you're elevating, you can point and flex the ankle in sets of 30 to help decrease swelling and regain your range of motion. Once you're able to walk, a good exercise to include is resisted sidestepping, placing the band under the pads of your feet to add some extra ankle strengthening. Proprioception or balance training is essential after an ankle injury. One way to achieve this is with the Y balance exercise. The injured ankle can start balancing on the floor and can be progressed to balancing on a pillow or an uneven surface to make it more difficult. One of the more advanced exercises you can do after an ankle injury is a single leg squat to a calf raise. This combines range of motion, strengthening, and multi-directional stability. Once you've returned to your sport, it's recommended that you maintain some of these more advanced exercises for 2 to 3 weeks to help prevent re-injury.
To learn more about the sports medicine program, visit freighter.com/sports.
Back in 1997, Kris Bova was a standout volleyball player at DSHA. She was also the first ever athlete featured here on Preps Plus.
Now she's Kris Carr, Mark, and she's a mother of 4 and a math teacher and occasionally plays some volleyball. Kris Bova Carr is our guest on Preps Plus Spotlight.
Over the past 20 years, the landscape of high school sports has changed quite a bit. But here at Preps Plus, the one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to the student athlete. And here in our 20th anniversary season, we reminisce and take a look back at our first featured student athlete, Kris Carr of DSHA. The date was September 7th, 1997, and Kris Bova, as she was known then, was a highly recruited volleyball player at DSHA.
Shock, playing volleyball in high school, you just wonder where did you find me? How did you come to pick me? I was honored. I thought it was a great accomplishment for all the hard work that I did throughout high school, and to be recognized for that hard work. I thought it was a great honor to be the first featured student athlete on a really great program that's obviously had a lot of success over the last 20 years.
Being on the premiere episode of a new local sports show made Kris quite the celebrity at school.
It was showcased at my school. We had TVs in the room, in the classroom, so it got played for the entire school, which was really cool. And then, of course, the family, videotaped it, and they still have the footage, and just friends and people just, saying, "Oh wow, I saw you," and it was just, "What is this show about?" And it was really cool to just be able to be part of that first episode.
Kris had a number of colleges to choose from, ultimately accepting a scholarship from SEC Power Florida. A standout 4 years as a Gator was followed by 2 seasons in Croatia, but a torn labrum ended her time as a pro. For the past 14 years, she has been back home in Wisconsin, fulfilling her career ambition as an elementary school teacher. It's been almost 2 decades, but Kris still draws on her prep experiences.
Being a student athlete has taught me tremendous time skill management, organization, and I've carried that with me through the last 20 years, going on to play in college, having to prioritize the things in life that are the most important, and just being able to carry that throughout my life into my job, into my family life.
Over the years, Preps Plus has honored over 500 featured student athletes, but Kris was the first, and it's still a huge source of pride.
To be chosen out of, football and basketball and, all the, male-dominated sports, to have the first featured student athlete be a female, I think that's really cool. And to be a part of it is a little slice of history, I guess.
Our special thanks to Kris for reminiscing with us just a little bit.
We hope you join us each week as we commemorate our 20th season. Till next time, I'm Mark Stewart.
And I'm Lance Allen. Thanks for watching Preps Plus.
The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store. Your store, your style. By the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, a leading provider of comprehensive sports-based training and therapy.